one of my recent videos, I created these here. We could distort money, and we were using 3D effects for that and mapped this money bill on the surface. You might ask, can we animate that? And that's always a nice question. I love that question because yes, we can. I'm going to show you the result. So here's an animation of a money bill falling down that I have created using Illustrator. So let's take a look at that. So the principle for animation in Illustrator is we're going to use blends. We're going to use one of them. Let's take this one. I'm just going to demonstrate the principle. What we will be doing is having a couple of copies. I'm just going to show it with one copy, but we are going to use a couple of them. We've got a copy. We've also got multiple artboards later on. I'm going to show you that. But the principle is we've got one state and then we've got another state. And in the other state, we're going to make some differences. And in this artwork, actually, we can animate a lot. These here are extruded paths. 3D extruded paths. So what we can animate is, of course, the path itself. So I could bend it differently. You see, move some points around. Of course, I have to take care that it doesn't shift too much. But then we can also go to the appearance panel and then into the effect. And we can also rotate this thing in space. And we can also change the perspective of this. And we can go into the map art. Let's see where it is. Here. And we can move it around here or rotate it. So the next thing we can do is rotate the whole thing on the artboard. There are a lot of parameters that we can change. And then, of course, select the two and go to Object, Blend, Make, and create the in-betweens. So this is just one, but of course we can create multiple of them. Let's put this to use. Let's change to this other file I have prepared. And I'm going to zoom in. There are a couple of artboards, and we have the money bills. Like here. So of course it also changes the position. So we've got it up here and then we've got it down here and everything about it has changed. And then go further down and it has changed again. And you see I've also been moving it on the artboard itself and then down here it's lying there. And of course we could move it further down so that it's getting out of the artboard. Let's zoom out and then we can select them all. And of course, they need to be stacked in the correct order so that Illustrator just goes from top to bottom and not blends this to this and then that and then that. I have already straightened that out, so that's correct. And then let's go to Object, Blend, Make. And you see we've got a lot of them, so now we have to go in the blend options by double-clicking the blend tool, go to specified steps, and let's see, I'm going to 6. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 artboards in between of each of these. And now we've got one of them on each of the artboards, which gives us a nice movement in this. And then all we need is either export them to single pixel images like PNGs or PSDs. And then you can go to Photoshop to piece them together, or you're going to use extensions GIF Studio, which I like and use a lot. So let's just import them all and select them all and get them all into the animation and select them all again and set this to 0.1 and then we are going to test it. And you see we've got a nice floating movement of this, and then all we need to do is click here and export this. So a nice option to animate this money bill because we have so many parameters that can be changed.